Across America, millions of families live under homeowners associations, private corporations that promise peace, order, and property value protection. But behind those promises lies a system that too often strips away freedom, privacy, and fairness. It's time to ask a difficult but necessary question. Are HOAs truly American, or have they become a quiet betrayal of the principles this country was built upon? For generations, homeownership symbolized the American dream: independence, dignity, and stability. People work for decades, save responsibly, and take out a mortgage to own a piece of the nation they love. They pay property taxes for public services, they pay insurance to protect what they've built, and on top of that, they pay HOA fees every month, often without a real say in how those funds are used. 4 payments: mortgage, taxes, insurance, and HOA dues, just to keep a roof over their heads. That's not empowerment. That's financial dependency disguised as community living. In many U.S. cities, homeowners never truly had a choice. Municipalities now require new housing developments to include HOAs before granting approval. Why? Because this shifts the burden of maintaining streets, lights, parks, and landscaping away from local government and onto homeowners. Families in non-HOA areas receive these services through their property taxes, but HOA residents pay twice, once in taxes and again through their HOA dues. It's double taxation without accountability, the same injustice Americans once fought to escape. Developers win approval faster, cities save money, and management companies profit, while ordinary families carry the hidden cost. But not every state is turning a blind eye. In Minnesota, lawmakers have introduced a bill that would make HOAs optional for new developments. It would stop cities and municipalities from forcing developers to include HOAs as a condition of approval. This would restore choice, fairness, and transparency, and allow Americans to decide how they want their neighborhoods governed. That's what democracy looks like. For years, HOAs have sold themselves as protectors of property values, but studies have shown otherwise. A 2023 analysis from George Mason University and several independent housing policy researchers found that HOAs do not consistently increase home values. In fact, some studies show homes in HOA neighborhoods appreciate slower than comparable non-HOA homes, especially in communities with frequent fines, foreclosures, or lawsuits. The myth that HOAs preserve value has been used to justify overreach, micromanagement, and even harassment. But the data is clear. Rules don't build value. Trust and stability do. HOAs were meant to strengthen communities, but in too many cases, they divide them. Homeowners receive violation letters for mailboxes, grass height, or seasonal decorations. Neighbors report one another out of fear. That's not community. That's control. And it chips away at the core of what makes America free: individuality, creativity, and respect for personal property. Behind most HOAs are management companies, private firms that profit from enforcement, not cooperation. They make money through late fees, violations, and legal referrals. They operate behind closed doors, without oversight, and without the transparency every citizen deserves. This isn't democracy. It's corporate governance at the neighborhood level, where citizens have no ballot box and no true representation. Across the country, families have lost their homes over small debts or technical rule violations. A $300 fine turns into thousands once attorneys and penalties are added. Retirees, veterans, and single parents lose homes they've spent decades paying for, all because a private association said so. Every wrongful foreclosure erases years of savings and destroys generational wealth. Wealth that could have helped children go to college or families retire with dignity. No private board should have that power. The United States was built on freedom, fairness, and due process. But HOAs can fine, lien, and foreclose without those same protections. They tax without representation. They punish without courts. And they silence homeowners who speak out, sometimes even locking them out of community meetings or platforms. That's not liberty, that's private tyranny, and it stands in direct opposition to the values this country was founded on. From Maryland to Arizona, from Texas to California, the pattern repeats. Cities approve only HOA-bound housing developments. developers comply to move projects forward, and homeowners are trapped in contracts they never had the freedom to refuse. Every year, new HOAs are born, and with them, more restrictions, more fees, and more power for corporate middlemen. America needs reform that restores choice and accountability. Here's how. 1. Stop cities from requiring HOAs in new developments. 2. Create state-level HOA oversight boards with real authority. 3. Mandate transparent budgets and open elections. 4. Prohibit foreclosures over minor debts. 5. Protect free speech and homeowner rights at the community level. These reforms aren't anti-HOA, they're pro-American. Homeownership should represent freedom, not fear. HOAs should serve the people, not rule them. And no American should pay mortgage, taxes, insurance, and dues just to live under constant surveillance and threat. Freedom begins at home. It's time to restore fairness, accountability, and liberty to America's neighborhoods. Join the national call for HOA reform, freedom, fairness, and home ownership for all.